I was talking to my buddy about it, and I'm like, whoever's controlling my character, they like left the game a few years ago. My guy's just like,
yeah.
huge NHL news to open the show. Hockey Insider Darren Dreger reporting that 5 provinces have requested additional COVID testing procedures or have asked that the NHL consider a bubble model for the newly formed North Division. If the bubble isn't an option for the NHL, a delay to the start of the season has been suggested. The NHL's working on a response. So there you go. Still working out the kinks in a season that's going to be unlike any other.
Yep. As
we welcome you to SportsCenter with Jay and Dan, brought to you by McDonald's. And yes, we're mailing it in big time because this is the last show of 2020.
Yeah, last show of 2021. Are you going to claim that next year's yours or no?
2021?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're forgetting 2020 happened.
Nobody touch anything when we head to the next year, okay?
Yeah, that's
we
right.
enter that joint quietly, don't touch anything. Anyways, the Raptors looking to start, of course, their new season and, of course, in a relocated space, Tampa Bay. So the Tampa Raptors welcoming the Pelicans for this one. Pascal Siakam coming off his first All-NBA season, but he shot under 40% in the bubble. First quarter, Siakam trying to get by Zion Williamson, slip and slide and knee drop, up. Scores. He had 20 points, and Fred VanVleet strips Williamson. Raptors are going to push. And Siakam picks up one of his 6 assists in the game. Later, New Orleans. Great ball movement here. Watch it. Jackson Hayes spots Williamson, and he says, move out the way. Then OG Anunoby posts up Williamson. But Williamson's not this way to Zion. That was only the 10th block of Zion's career. Kyle Lowry entering the final year of his contract, went 4 of 6 from beyond the arc in the half. Finished with 18 points, while the Raptors hit 11 threes in the half and led by 7 points. Second half, yikes. Because the Raptors went 0 for 10 from deep in the third, and Pelicans went 7 for 8. Williamson had 13 points through 3, while Brandon Ingram finished 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. Fourth quarter now.
We miss you.
More good ball movement from the Pelicans.
We're here at the arena.
And another dunk from Williamson. Pelicans assists on over 70% of their baskets. Lowry gonna knock over a chair. He's not happy. Raptors lose 113-99. Of the Raptors' 9 season opening losses in team history, this was their second worst defeat. Their worst was a 28 defeat to Orlando in 2001. Toronto held its opponents to fewer than 100 points in 22 games last year. That was the most in the NBA. The Pelicans had 100 points with over 7.5 minutes to play in this one. Here's Nurse on the loss and the Raps' loss of energy in the third.
It sure looked like it, right? It zapped our energy pretty big time, I thought. That's tough to deal with, but it still wasn't a million miles away, you know. With 6 minutes to go, it's still a 5 or 7 point game, right? I mean, we kind of weathered that. That's a big thing, but you're right, we did seem to lose a little energy and maybe ran out of a little gas too.
Okay, so just how great have the Raptors been for a long time? This was their first season opening loss in 8 years. This is early, I know, but please play along. It's also the first time that they're below 500 since January 7th, 2014.
And on the same night the Raptors kicked off their regular season in Tampa, Team Canada in their Edmonton bubble finally saw some competition that wasn't fellow Canucks. Since COVID wiped out all of Canada's pre-tournament games, they were left with one. A one and done against Russia. The entire Russian roster has seen real game action over the last few months. Only 5 players on Team Canada have played in a league game since March. And it's also been a long layoff for the refs.
4-time assistant for the Canadians. All right, let's see if I can still do this, boys. Ready?
Awesome. That down to Holloway. Pivots off the end, boys.
First period. Jacob Pelche fires it off the post, loose around the crease. Yaroslav Askarov finally covers it up. Canada beat Russia, by the way, in last year's gold medal game. Second period, 0-0. Connor Zary sets up Dylan Cousins. Great chance. Over the net! Dawson Mercer unable to tuck it in. Canada outshot Russia 13-6 in the second. Still no goals. Still in the second. Vasily Podkolzin weaves through the Canadian defenders, turned aside by Devin Levi. Seconds later, Shakir Mamamudulin. Great pass to Spring Arseny Grichuk. That's Arseny Grichuk, not Randall Grichuk. Fires wide. 0-0 after 2. Third period. Cole Perfetti drops for Jamie Drysdale. Drysdale directed traffic as he comes off the bench before his goal. This is Drysdale's first game action since March. Canada up 1-0. A few minutes later, Team Canada captain Kirby Dach makes a hit, and then watch, immediately pulls off his glove. He is in some pain, went straight to the room, did not return. Not good. Just over 5 minutes to go. Igor Chinahan. Break. Levi turns him aside. Levi expected to be Canada's #1 goalie for the tournament. 23 saves for the shutout. Canada wins this one. Focus was on Canada's injured captain, though, postgame.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, nobody's really too sure what's going on with them right now, so just hoping for the best.
Yeah, it is tough. I mean, I was on the ice, so I didn't see what happened. You know, anytime a guy leaves, it sucks for sure. You know, so we'll get an update when we do.
We might have some line change and some guys move around, but I think that will be a combo of today's games plus Docker's situations.
Okay, so that game's out of the way. Now it's the real thing as Canada opens against Germany on Boxing Day. You can only see it on Canada's sports leader.
All right, back to the NBA. Rockets Thunder game postponed. Why? Because the Rockets did not have 8 available players, and that's the league requirement, to play in the game. The NBA says that 3 Houston members have returned COVID-19 tests that were either positive or inconclusive. John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins sent home earlier on Wednesday because of COVID contact tracing, but did not test positive. James Harden also not available due to a violation of the health and safety protocols, and Harden fined $50,000 for violating the league's health and safety protocols after video surfaced of Harden at a nightclub. The video shows Harden partying without a face mask, which of course violates COVID protocol. Before he was fined, Harden responded on his Instagram story saying, "One thing after another. Every day it's something different. No matter how many times people try to drag my name under, you can't. The real ones always end up on top." Okay, Harden.
Bucks and Celtics. Giannis Antetokounmpo, fresh off signing his Supermax contract extension, begins his bid for a 3rd straight MVP season. Jason Tatum coming off his first ever All-Star season. 4th quarter. Giannis picks up speed, drives, gets it to go, plus the foul. He's got an extra long reach, able to complete the 3-point play. A 5-point game, Giannis pulls up, drills a 3. It's a 2-point game, dying seconds. Bucks up 1. Tatum taking on Giannis.
Their last time out. Here we go. Tatum. Giannis switches onto him. Tatum and Antetokounmpo, the superstar. Step back 3 on the way. Oh, it banks in. Jason Tatum puts Boston on top.
The 22-year-old absolutely clutch. Carries that in opening game of the year. You saw many star moments from Tatum in the playoffs. Banks it in the go-ahead shot. Still 0.4 seconds left on the clock. Time for one final play. Giannis going for the tip. Fouled at the rim. So Giannis, who's a career-worst 63% shooter from the stripe last season, needs to make both to tie it. After hitting the first, the second, computer says no. Antetokounmpo finished with 35. Tatum with 30. Celtics win a thriller in their opener. Wiz and Sixers. First quarter, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. 2 of his 29. Simmons missed last season's playoffs due to a knee injury. Russell Westbrook has posted triple-doubles for years. He is now in Washington. It's exciting. 3rd quarter, Westbrook drops. Simmons hits the jumper. vintage Russ celebration. Only needed 3 quarters for his 147th career triple-double. Wizards down 2 in the 4th. Westbrook beats Simmons again. He gets the hoop and the harm. He finished with 21 points, 15 assists, and 11 boards in his Wizards debut. Chat with Dwight Howard with under 30 seconds left. Newcomer Seth Curry finds Simmons. Philly up 4. Simmons had 16 points. Sixers win in Doc Rivers' coaching debut with Philly. Coming up, the Lightning lose Nikita Kucherov for the rest of the season. Find out if he's going to make it back in time for the playoffs. We'll have that next.
All right, Jimmy Butler talking about how he spent his time during the shortened off season.
I've been playing a lot of tennis lately. Not bad, but I'm not great. But if you know me, I'm not giving up till I'm really good at it. I'm not saying I'm going to be able to beat Serena. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying we might be at the same level one of these days.
We have got to get that man some proper lighting. East champs had their hands full. 4th quarter action. Cole Anthony picks the pass upstairs on hand. Eric Gordon goes. Orlando finished with the 8th seed last season, takes a 4-point lead. Back comes Miami. Butler, nice feed to Bam Adebayo, and he finished with a double-double. But the Magic would pull away late. Evan Fournier cuts the back door, count it. And you can add the foul too. Team high 25 for Fournier as Orlando hangs on to this one.
Knicks and Pacers opening frame. Canadian R.J. Barrett, who shot just 32% from 3 last season, knocks down back-to-back triples.
Try a 3. Barrett per game.
Had a massive game. He was a perfect 3 for 3 from beyond the arc. Minutes later, Barrett working down low on Victor Oladipo to the rim.
He doesn't like to play.
And gets the layup to go. The 20-year-old coming out with a vengeance after being left off both all-rookie teams in 2019. Second quarter, 2020, 8th overall pick. Obi Toppin finds Barrett for the slam.
And Barrett throws it down.
The Mississauga, Ontario native made his first 9 consecutive shots, finished with a team-high 26 points, 8 boards, and 5 assists.
For 3.
But he plays for the Knicks, so they lost.
He's 8 for 8 from the field.
You're so petty. I can't with you.
All right.
One day the Knicks are going to be winners, everybody.
Hey. And
One
he's
day.
He's going to make them winners.
Yeah. Man, he's good.
Yeah. Oh, all your presents wrapped?
Presents are wrapped.
If you always wonder, these are fake boxes. They're empty.
Not yours. Yours is empty. Mine got some stuff up in here.
Okay.
Okay, so some huge news in the NHL. Lightning forward Nikita Kucherov will have hip surgery and miss the entire regular season. The team is hoping he could return for the playoffs. Kucherov led the league with 34 points in 25 playoff games this summer, helping lead the franchise to its 2nd ever Stanley Cup.
It's actually going to help the Lightning because
Yeah.
it puts them on long-term IR, which will help them get under the cap. I should clarify, these are real boxes. They're just empty. I said they're fake boxes.
You said fake boxes.
Well, I don't know what a fake box
It's okay. Dan's mailing it in, everyone. I will try. Also, I think he had a hip injection before.
He did,
The
I
team
guess.
was waiting to see if it was going to work. It did not. So, unfortunate news, but best of luck.
Yeah. The NHL officially released the schedule for the 2021 regular season on Wednesday. Each team playing 56 games spanning across 116 days. Kicking things off January 13th with a 5-game slate, including the Leafs hosting the Habs, Connor McDavid and the Oilers opening the season against the Canucks. The 2021 season will be like no other, only playing opponents within your own division. The schedule almost resembles Major League Baseball, as you have many multi-game series throughout the year. We'll see the Tkachuk brothers battle it out 4 games in a row in late February, while the Habs play their final 3 games of the season against Original 6 rival Toronto. Season concludes Saturday, May 8th. The top 4 teams from each division make the playoffs. But remember the news off the top of the show.
Yeah.
The Canadian government working with the NHL to try figure out how they can play hockey games in Canada. And if you listen to the rumors, if they do figure it out, say Toronto plays a home game in Toronto, the Leafs won't be staying at home. They'll be staying in hotels.
In a hotel, yeah.
So it kind of doesn't really matter where they play. They just need to figure it out.
It doesn't make any sense, but you know, for Canadian fans, that means that if you're going up against a rival, as I figure out how to talk, you're going to face them, what, 10 times? So we could see the Leafs and Habs play 10 times, Battle of Alberta 10 times. And speaking of the Habs, the Montreal Canadiens dipped into the free agency pool on Wednesday, signing forward Michael Frolik to a one-year, $750,000 contract. The 32-year-old put up 6 goals, 14 points over 47 games with the Flames and Sabres last season. He was traded from Calgary to Buffalo for a 4th-round pick back in January. And the Predators scooping up one of the top remaining free agents, signing Eric Haula to a one-year, $175 million deal. Haula split last year with the Canes and Panthers, scoring 12 goals and 12 assists in 48 games.
I don't think these guys ever unpack. This is going to be for a League 6 team. Hulla's 5th team in the last 5 years.
Dale Weiss comes to mind. Former this, former that.
At the start of my broadcast career, I moved so much that I just kept myself in garbage bags, because moving out with garbage bags, you just throw the stuff over the railing. It's very easy.
I just moved, and I hate boxes.
Yeah. Announced the beginning of the 2021 season has been postponed. Training camps had been scheduled to take place in mid-January, with the season set to kick off February 4th. The decision comes following the province-wide lockdown in Ontario that will begin on Boxing Day. And a few articles about the league say they're inching closer to the entire season getting scrapped. So you think about guys who are in draft-eligible years.
Yeah.
It causes chaos to those guys.
Meanwhile, other people that are in the draft or going to head to the draft if they're playing in Europe, they've been playing. They've been getting those reps. It's been, what, 9 months since those in the OHL have played? Wow. Okay, so after Paul George made this pass to absolutely no one, not a soul, we're going to count down what were you thinking moments in the SportsCenter Top 10. That's up next.
Couldn't get the shot up. This is the Clippers' biggest lead of the game. On the wing, George, and nobody home in the corner.
Well, there was someone there, but it was the official. Wow. They're going to have some fun with PG after this game.
Yeah, they thought someone was over there.
Moves that prompt the "Are you good, fam?" Like, for real, what are you doing? Listen, nobody is perfect, but sometimes in sports, those imperfections, man, they show up at the worst time. Just ask J.R. Smith about that. Here's today's SportsCenter Top 10. All right, we start September 2020. Cowboys going for the onside kick at the ball.
Needs this without timeouts.
Slowly makes its way to the 10 yards. The Falcons special teams forget, oh, yeah, you can actually jump on the ball. Dallas will recover and end up winning the game. Do you not know how this goes? No, you don't. You don't know it all.
Oh, then they won the game.
Yep.
Remember it well. That wasn't long ago. 2002 NHL playoffs.
Definitely not Brazil.
Got a lot of pad here.
When they want to get there.
2002 NHL playoffs. Patrick Waugh. Oh, he got caught hot dogging. He got caught hot dogging. Throws the puck in his own net. There he is.
He was going to give him the how do you do?
Number 8, April 1994, Larry Walker catches the fly ball for what he thinks is the third out of the inning. He's going to hand it to a young fan. Cute, however, only for the Jose Offerman to go from first to third on that play.
October 1964, Jim Marshall picks up the fumble. You're going the wrong way. He's going the wrong. He took it 66 yards into his own end zone.
You just want to take it for a ride. 2007 President's Cup, Woody Austin trying to hit the ball with 1 foot in the water. He's going to have a bath. Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson have a little fun with it. Just go for a swim.
That's taking one for the team.
American Thanksgiving 1993, Dallas blocks a field goal, and they just have to let the ball stop. But Leon Lett goes after the ball.
Watch what happens.
And then and then Miami recovers. Kicking the game-winning field goal.
And the Dolphins win the ball game.
Yikes.
All right. Who remembers this? October 2015, Colts on 4th down try to throw off the Patriots backfield. They would end up snapping the ball and have multiple Patriots players coming down on the player.
Yeah.
For the most bizarre play calls ever. It took me a while to figure this one out because I just don't know.
China's University Games on the left side of your screen. He trips over the first hurdle, then he just decides to run through the rest of the hurdles and even go into another lane and run through that guy's hurdles.
May 1993, Giants hit the ball into midfield. Ruben Rivera watching on running to second as the ball flies over the center fielder's glove. Rivera runs around second base, but never actually ends up touching it. Heads to third. Ball bounces off the third baseman's glove. Runs home, only to be thrown out by a mile.
That's so bad.
That's what we call a hot mess, my friends.
Game 1, 2018 NBA Finals, ball game. It's a tie ball game with 4.7 seconds left on the clock. Ball bounces off the hoop. J.R. Smith gets the rebound, forgets about the time left on the clock, wastes what could have been an easy chance at a Game 1 win. LeBron, Draymond Green, they're like, what are you doing?
I think exactly. That's a bad.
What are you doing?
Smith. Watch here, J.R. Smith. What he says. I thought we were ahead.
Well, you gotta know the score. Did you know if he knew the score? Thank you.
Hey, man.
Hey, at least he had a shirt on.
He had a few moments to take his shirt off. Okay, JR's doing just fine. Okay, coming up, Ron Rivera fires back after getting more questions about Dwayne Haskins, and Mike Garafolo discusses the future of Cam Newton in New England.
Remember, the World Juniors kick off for real Christmas Day. Yeah, it's kicked off Christmas Day for the first time since 2005. We got a triple header starting with Switzerland and Slovakia. That's followed by Germany and Finland. Then Russia taking on the U.S. to wrap up day one. All begins at 2 Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, so you won't have to watch hockey while opening presents, as the presents will be open.
That's great. Do you ever know Juju on the Beat? You ever heard that song?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, Juju can't Juju on his beat anymore. Steelers wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster has been criticized for dancing on opponents' logo during pregame and making them into TikTok videos. No more content. Now that's becoming a distraction for the team. Juju has decided to put an end to it all.
For the betterment of, myself and my teammates, I'm going to stop, dancing on the logos. I don't want to be, a distraction to anybody, my team or, the other team. Like I said, it's just the betterment of, if it's getting to the point where you guys are asking my teammates and coaches, there's no point. And ideally, I'll probably just do everything in-house.
So y'all are big mad over a two-step. Okay, and finally, quarterback Ben Roethlisberger was asked about retiring as he continues to struggle as of late. 4 interceptions over Pittsburgh's 3-game losing streak. Here's what Ben had to say.
I'll just let media people tell me, I guess, since they seem to be coming up with all kinds of stories out of nowhere from nobody at my camp or my family. So it's amazing where people get their stories to say those things. So, no, truthfully, I'll just, at the end of the season, do a lot of praying and talking to people I care about and make the decision when the time's right. When you play like poo, you should get talked about like that. And so, I need to play better. So if I'm not giving them a reason to talk good, then I'm giving them a reason to talk bad. So, that's all on me. I need to play better.
You do. You really do need to play better.
And before you ask, I'll tell you, he's got 1 year left on his deal, which will pay him $34.5 million.
Too much dollars.
After Washington football team's Dwayne Haskins was seen partying without a mask and breaking the NFL's COVID-19 protocol on Sunday, the team and head coach Ron Rivera fined Haskins and demoted the young quarterback from being a captain. But when Rivera addressed the media Wednesday, the coach got fed up with all the questions on the matter.
We play the Carolina Panthers on Sunday, okay? I've answered enough questions on this. You guys have had enough opportunities to get enough information about this, okay? We are playing Carolina. If I don't get any more Carolina questions, I'm done, okay? Let's be honest. Again, let's don't make what's interesting important. What's important for this franchise right now is that we are going forward, okay? We play on Sunday. I want to get that really clear. We play on Sunday. The game on Sunday, to me, is more important, okay, than what has happened. What has happened has been dealt with, okay?
Mike Garafolo.
NFL Network star reporter Mike Garafolo.
There's a nicer guy on the planet than our NFL insider Mike Garafolo.
There he is, NFL Network's Mike Garafolo. We just reported the news on the demotion of Dwayne Haskins. Washington, they host Carolina on Sunday. So what are the chances that Haskins will even start on Sunday?
Well, it's all due to Alex Smith and his calf issue, Dan, and everything I was told, I covered this the game for them last weekend, was that it was going to be a one-game absence. That was the hope and expectation. And my understanding is that Smith had a good day in a limited capacity in practice on Wednesday, wasn't able to practice last week. So that is a good sign for Washington here. If he can't go, it is going to be Haskins. Ron Rivera made that much clear. That part is not going to be part of his punishment, strictly just a fine. The second time he's been fined for a COVID-19 violation this year, a violation of the protocols. So for now, as long as Alex Smith can be healthy, it'll be him against Carolina with the chance to potentially clinch the division, depending on what happens in other games. I really am looking at it also for Haskins, not just this week, but beyond. This is a coaching staff that didn't bring him in, that wanted to see him do the things he needed to do in the offseason. They had a quick hook on him early in the season. Now a couple of COVID-19 violations this season. I would think he needs to show them a little bit to reserve himself a spot on the roster in 2021.
Well, absolutely. Let's move on from one dismal situation to another. Josh Gordon, he's experienced another setback in his recovery from substance abuse. Do you think we're ever going to see him back on the field again?
That part is so hard to ascertain right now. I'll say this. First, I want to clarify the setback, I am told, was another failed test. Let's be clear about that. And for that to happen after Gordon did everything he needed to do for a year to convince the NFL that he was deserving of reinstatement, and now potentially to have to start that process again. Look, there's a process that they're going to go through right now. There's a B sample that they're going to test. There's an appeal process that every player has a right to. So as we go through this and we get to that point, perhaps there could be something that gets Josh Gordon back in quickly and reverses this decision by the league. But beyond that, if he's put back on suspension for an indefinite period, it's going to be very tough because the NFL truly wanted to see an extended period of time. It might wind up being a longer period of time before they're convinced that Gordon could get another shot. It's a shame. We can only hope for the best for Josh Gordon, the player, but also the person.
Yeah, for sure. The playoffs, just around the corner. The Patriots will not be part of the postseason. So what does the future hold for one Cam Newton?
Bill Belichick asked if he was going to make a quarterback change because the Patriots are now not in playoff contention. He was not happy about that. Said, how about I just let you know when we do? So for now, it is Cam Newton. But all indications are this team now, as they start to free up some money. Remember, the Newton decision was driven in part because they were constricted with as much money as they could spend, and Newton was willing to take that deal. Well, now, as we get into 2021 and beyond, they'll have more money. They'll have some more draft capital, some better draft capital than they've had in the past. The indications are that they're going to look elsewhere for quarterback help. I would be very surprised if Cam Newton is the quarterback of the Patriots in 2021, based on everything that I have heard to this point.
Well, Mike, this is our last time talking to you in 2020. You were one of the few bright spots of this year, so we thank you. Happy holidays and Happy New Year.
Guys, wish you all the best. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year. We'll see you in 21, and we're going to get started on a good note, I promise you.
If we don't, that's on him.
Yep. Week 16 of the NFL season begins Christmas Day. It's the Saints hosting the Vikings. You can see it on CTV and TSN. Coverage begins at 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific.
All right. Still to come, we've got the best and worst from a busy day in the NBA. I cannot stand you. The Jannies, they're next. Brought to you by McDelivery. Celtics Bucks. Jason Tatum delivering in the clutch for the Celtics. Down one with the game on the line. Tatum in Giannis's eye. Money. Nails the three-pointer off the backboard over Giannis with less than a second on the clock, sealing a win for Boston on opening night. Tatum definitely on Santa's nice list because he McDelivered. All right, Spurs Grizzlies. Ja Morant coming off his Rookie of the Year campaign. First quarter, we're going to start this. Morant gonna get DeMar DeRozan to bite on the hezzy. And he sinks the floater. But his Grizz would trail by as many as 15 points. Third quarter, Lonnie Walker. He's got it. Right over Dylan Brooks, too. Then later in the quarter, DeRozan drives. Gets fouled. Look whose arms he falls into. It's a reunion of sorts. Former Raptor Jonas Valanciunas. Raptors fans look away. I know. This hurts. Okay, back to Morant. Memphis down 12 late. Check out this effort. Goes off the backboard to himself. He finished with a career-high 44, but it comes in a losing effort. 131-119 the final.
Pistons and T-Wolves. Karl Anthony Towns playing his first game since losing his mother to COVID-19 this past April and 6 other family members due to COVID. First quarter, Towns takes it inside. Throws down a monster slam. Towns averaged nearly 27 points per game last season. Fourth quarter. Towns nails a three. He finished with 22 points, 11 boards, and post-game, he was very emotional as he spoke to T-Wolves reporter Marnie Gelman.
It meant a lot. Selfishly, for me, it meant a lot. So I know my dad's watching. I love you, Dad. I appreciate you. Thank you for everything you've given me. You know, always giving me this gift. This one's for you. I'm going to send this to you.
You're holding the game ball.
Yeah.
And that's going where?
It's going to my dad. I'm gonna put it next to my mom.
How were your emotions tonight?
It was heavy. You know, it was different. You know, it's just always different. So I'm just happy I got this for her. I told her I wanted to get her this win and get her this ball. So I'm just happy that I was able to get it done.
Oh man,
it's heartbreaking.
It is. Okay, here's our final Janny segment of 2020. Buckets. Celtics. Buckets. That would be a good name for an NBA team.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah.
Nah. It's too up. Heat Magic. Off the turnover, rookie Cole Anthony is going to hook up with Aaron Gordon. Gordon throws down the alley-oop slam.
A 7-point fourth quarter.
He got robbed all-star break, I'll say it.
For the Magic, they continue.
Okay, it's the Knicks and Pacers in transition. Malcolm Brogdon over the shoulder pass to Rutus Sabonis for the finish.
The Knicks turnovers, although any turnovers.
There we go.
They made some really
NBA's back.
Pistons T-Wolves, #1 overall pick Anthony Edwards likes to dance, spin move before laying it in.
There you go. He's taller than Basketball Reference.
Remember, Toronto's playing in Tampa. OG Anunoby trying to back down Zion. Williamson just
Raptors by 2. OG backing
swats away the effort.
Swatted away by Zion out of bounds. Toronto.
Massive block.
Quick point about OG Anunoby. This is a
Hornets Cavs. Terry Rozier had 42 points in a losing effort. Watch this ridiculous layup plus the foul.
Rozier has a chance for 3. And that's a situation where the guards have to understand.
All right, Jazz Blazers. CJ McCollum tries to get around the screen, but his shoe wants to stay right where it is. There it goes.
These two guards, as long as CJ can get his shoe on.
Gotta get some grips on these socks.
Loses a wheel. O'Neal can't make him pay.
Or tie your shoes tighter.
No, but it never works. How many times and instances have we seen this? A player losing a shoe.
It's happened a lot.
Get some socks with little sticky things on the bottom. All right, your highlight of the night's coming up next.
Give a listen to the final podcast of 2020. Kayla's the co-host. Kevin Burkhardt, Fox play-by-play guy, joins us to talk about calling games in empty stadiums during a pandemic. It's eerie. Worst play of the day. Back to Cleveland. Mellow Ball making his NBA debut. Trips. Okay, coughs up the ball, gets it back. And then what happened? And then he turns it over again. He had a rough night. Didn't have any points. Missed all 5 shots, 3 turnovers, and picked up the worst play of the day. Not a good debut.
Okay, highlight of the nighttime. Kings, Nuggets in overtime. After Nikola Jokic loses the inbound pass. Harrison Barnes tries to end the game, but doing way too much. Doing way too much. Buddy Hield follows that play, and then he's going to tap home the game-winning buzzer beater. Buddy dropped 22 with 5 threes, but his basketball IQ shines in the highlight of the night. You know, he's an island boy, okay? Us Caribbean people, we don't play. For you blew it, guess what, Dan? You didn't blow anything. But
no,
guys,
I did. That's incorrect because during the Jannies, I said.
Okay, go on, tell yourself. This was a holiday gift for you. Folks, let's not blow it this holiday season. Let's take care of each other. Let's stay home. And a special thank you to our frontline workers. Happy holidays specifically to you.
Exactly. And 2020, the year, you can hit the bricks.
Go. Fast.
We've had enough of you.
We done.
Hey, guess what? It's the year-end bloop bloops.
Well, I guess that's it. It's time for Bloop Bloop. Sorry.
Hi, I'm done. Done. Savage love. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, Tim, that's because we're professional broadcasters. Dan, you're isolating with your cat, I see.
This cat, not listen. That's Ron. We'll take care of that in a minute.
Ron and Ginny are the breakout stars of the Jay and Dan at-home edition.
Anybody want a cat?
Oh my God. I think I should go with this full time. Hound Dog, can you hear me now? Hound Dog! Are you okay?
Yep.
Oh. 1 sec. Ooh. Oh boy. We got problems here.